Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for your time and interest in helping YSA with the Disney Friends for Change grants review process. At YSA, we appreciate your help, and I'd like to thank you all especially for joining the reviewers training webinar today. Having a group of volunteers like you helping review and score applicants is of great help for us to choose the best applicants for the program. Before I go any further, please note that if you have any questions or comments during the webinar, there is a questions box on your GoToWebinar panel. And so feel free to type them in there if you have those questions or comments. Also, we'll have time towards the end of the webinar to answer your questions. Also, if there is any problem with the connection or if you can't hear me, please let me know. You can also type that in that box. And so today, our 5 main objectives are grant overview. We'll talk about the requirements and specifics for eligibility. Also, I will share important dates of the timeline that will give you more context of the program and that will give you a sense of when the review process starts and ends. Then we'll go through YSA's online grants system. Some of you have used it in the past and some of you are new to the system. So I will go through it in detail or for you to see how user-friendly it is. Along with the system, I will show you the scoring rubric that you will be using. Then we will see what the next steps are and we will have time for any questions that you may have. So the youth grant eligibility. We have 125 grants at $500 each. The Disney Friends for Change grants program is for youth leaders between the ages of 5 and 18. So if you see an applicant over the age of 18, please make note under the comments area because he or she won't be eligible for this grant program. It's good to have in mind that applicants must be living in the United States by the time that they apply and the time that the project will be held. The project must take place on Global Youth Service Day, April 17th to April 19th. This is very important to the program, so if you see that there are no activities for these specific dates or any, celebrations or demonstrations, please red flag it and make note under the comment section of the review form. You will find that some applicants have planned a big event on Global Youth Service Day and extra activities later on. That is good for us as long as they have a significant component for Global Youth Service Day. This grant program is open to any issue area and applications are due on February 18th. Now, let's go through the grant requirements. These are meant to have in mind when you go through the application form. So first of all, the applicant must be the leader for the service project. So as reviewers, please use your best judgment to determine if the application was written by the child or youth applying for the grant or if it was written by an adult. It might be hard to tell, we know that, but we trust your best judgment on this. Every applicant must have support from a school or organization. You will see that the application form has this specific question. And if you find that an applicant is not associated with a school or organization, please take note on the review form as well. When you read the application, you must be able to tell what the project is about, when is it taking place, etc. So it has to be a well-defined project. To me, when I review applications, I tend to think that if after reading the application I do not have a good sense and understanding of the project, it's because the applicant wasn't as detailed and concise to explain what the project is about. So well-defined projects are vital for the process so that we can understand what the project is about and what we are really scoring and evaluating for this process. One of our main interests is to grant creative applicants. So it's not only about the issue area and community need, it is also about how the applicant is planning to solve or transform such need. Now, last but not least, previous YSA grantees are eligible to apply. Some of our past grantees are or have continued with their projects, or they may be looking to expand their past projects, so they are encouraged to apply. That's not a problem. Now, this is important to mention. This is like the essence of what we're looking for. So we're looking for projects that highlight the creativity and commitment of young people working to meet the needs of others. That's vital. And also the goal is to show how small actions can add up to big changes. That's the essence of everything, of this program. All right. Let's go through the program timeline. As you know, the application deadline is February 18th. Your review time frame is from February 19th to the 25th. And then we at YSA will have a second round of reviews so that each application goes through 2 lenses. After we finish with both reviews and the selection of grantees is done, the youth grantees will be announced. We expect to have them notified on March 16th. And so this gives them time to prepare and make their projects on Global Youth Service Day. Okay, so let's have a walk through the online grant reviewing system that we use for reviewing these applications. There you go. So you will get an email from me with the link to this site or platform. I will also provide you the username that you will enter here, and then the password that goes in here. Let me use mine so that we can see how it is done. Your username most likely will be your email address, and then I will give you the password. So once you enter the information, you click on login. It takes a little bit. Okay, so here you go. Here's what you see, and you will be seeing on your own screen when you log in. I have assigned myself 3 applications just for the sake of the webinar and to give you an example, but you will have more than 3. Once you get in and you have a list here of the applications that are assigned to you, you can go there, you can go to the review icon or button and then click on it. And so you see you will have the application just right in front of you on your screen. It's very easy, it's very simple to use. Here are different tabs. Here's the application 1. Then here's the one that says upload your photo and then budget. We want to focus on application and budget. Let me show you this so you can understand what this one is about. Every applicant with the application was asked to send a photo, as you can see here, or a art piece of work, like a drawing or a collage, anything that they wanted to show us or to send to us showing their inspiration or their project idea or community need. But we are not scoring this at all. This is just something we asked them to send us. So if you are curious to see how they look like or what they sent, you're welcome to see it, but we are not really taking this in consideration for the scoring that we're doing. So let's focus on application and budget. You will see here some of the data or contact information from the project leader, the parents, the mentors. None of this will go on your site or on, you can't really see all of the information, but this is just for the example that I'm showing you. Then the important thing is all about your project. See, here's where you can read and go through the entire application. So every question that we ask on the form will be showing up here. So here's the first one, is the name of the project. Here's one example, Operation Tiger. And then the second one is the summary of the project. So it includes the who, what, when, where, why, and how about the project. This one is very important for us to get a better sense or a very close sense of what they're doing. Then you can see here is the community need. We're looking for some facts here. We're looking to see that they made some research, that they talked or interviewed experts, teachers, or maybe even parents, and so forth. Number 4 is their inspiration. Why is this project important to you? Some of them will say, well, this is important to me because I was, under, I lived or went through bullying in my school, and now I want to have a anti-bullying program, for example. Or some of them will say, well, I've seen a lot of kids on the street that have no school supplies, or they're going through hunger, and so I want to address it. So here's where they explain why they really want to do this project. Then number 5 is about innovation and creativity. It's very important for us in the program to see a creative approach to solve those community needs. And here is the space for the explanation and how their creative and innovative approach can make a really important difference in their community. Then we ask for the amount of volunteers that they have recruited or that they're planning to get as a group to serve with them. Here is the Global Youth Service Day description. So what are they doing on that weekend? What are the events, activities? Are they inviting friends, family, others, working with them, etc.? Number 8 is about sustainability. Is how are they going to expand, whether they are looking or planning to do it, or they expand the project, or if they have plans to continue with other partnerships or in other contexts to continue the program in their communities. There you go. Here's the link to a video maybe they will send, and the photo. And here are the budget rules. This is important. So once, when you go scrolling down, then you will see here the expenses that we are allowed to fund and the expenses that we are not allowed to fund. So these are special items that we must have in mind so that when we go back to the budget, we know if the budget is allowable or not. So we can go up again. I'll say just, go up again. Click on budget. And so here it is. Here's where you can see, the first one is the sample. It's like a template that we sent them so they can have a guide on how to do it. And here is the real budget of this applicant. So here you see the item description, the number of items, then the cost, and the total requested from the grant. Please make sure it's not over $500. That's the limit of the grant fund. And just make sure when you go through it that those are items that are on our list of items that we can fund. All right. So if you scroll down again, I encourage you to read it twice. The first time that you read all through this application is just to have a better sense of what the project is about, if this was written by a leader, youth leader and not an adult, etc. And then you can just go back and read it carefully so that you can start the scoring. Here is the explanation, as you can see. So we are scoring the project summary. Here are the rates. And then here is the drop-down box. Pretty simple and easy. If you choose that the project summary of this applicant rates or scores like 8, then you just choose 8, for example, and so on. Then you have the community need, inspiration, innovation, number of volunteers, Global Youth Service Day, event or plans, continuing your project, which is sustainability, and then as you can see, here's an 8. So the system will sum up the score. So here is the total. It'll total for you. And 2 more questions are vital for you. Are all of the budget expenses allowable? You just say yes or no. And then, is this an excellent project? Again, it's a yes or no question. This is vital for us. We really appreciate your comments, and we really take them into consideration. So whether you feel like it's a good project, but it has to work, the applicant will need to work more in some items, then you can say, yes, it's excellent, but then make the comment on, well, it is, but they have to work on this and that. So, but please, just highlight the real ones, like the real excellent ones, the ones that you say, hey, after reading 10, 12 applications, this is the one that really get into what I think the program is aligned with. So, and here, the comments box, important. These are for red flags. And these are also for highlights, like why is this a strong application? What did you love about the project? What do you think can be better, or what do you think it's already done and amazing? So that's what you just need to write there, and comments are, again, very important for us. And the very last one, do you recommend this project for funding? Recommend, do not recommend. It's all basically a yes or no question as well. And then after that, just hit, click on the submit button, and then the system, once you click on it, the system will take you again either to the list of applications that you have here, or you can also just click here on the next. So you just go to the next one. Okay. All right. So this is very easy to use, very simple. And again, if you have questions, just let me know. Let's go back here. And so here's the scoring rubric. You will get this one, like a PDF format of this one, on your email, so you can have it handy. Some reviewers like to print it and have it with them. Others just are okay with having it on the system, but we like to send it to you so that you can go through it before you start, start your reviews, or just to have it handy. As I said, it's a great guide to have just side by side. Now, what makes a strong application? Details. So it's not only about what the applicant wants to do, it is also about how the project will be done, with whom, when, and where it's taking place. In other words, the more detailed, the better, because we want to understand what they're doing. Evidence of planning. While reading an application, you will be able to know, or at least have a close sense of the applicant's progress. In fact, you will be able to notice if the application was made within a day or two, or if the applicant took his time to start researching, looking for a group of volunteers, creating local partnerships, among many other tasks that are needed to have a strong application. Feasibility. We trust your best judgment on whether the project is feasible or not. Excuse me. So, for example, some may describe an amazing service project, but they have no support from the school or have no idea on how to get a permit to do a public event at the park. These are just examples. So some of them will describe amazing things to do, but they are not really feasible, or they are basically out of their hands to do. So those, please, just if you find, excuse me, if you get one of those, please just take note, and then under comments, make sure that you describe that. Because we can, if it is a really strong or an amazing idea, we can also help out to see how it can work out with the applicant. Now, youth leadership. It must be evident that the application was written by the child or youth applicant. So, statements such as, students will help with collecting the bottles, or my colleagues and I will ask the youth parents to get involved. Those are red flags. Please make sure you add this under the comment section of the review form as well. Because that means to me, when I read that, I feel like, this is probably an adult, writing this down. And so it's good to just kind of have that in mind, so when you're reading, you notice if it is really a child or a youth person writing it. Also, the application must reflect youth involvement in every stage of the project. That's vital. That's very important to notice. Also, we do not, since we're having youth and children, we do not really score these applications for grammar or, any reading skills that they may have. The important is that we understand what they're doing. Next one is creativity. Very, very important. We are really looking to grant the most creative service project ideas. It is easy to find the same community needs among many applications. For example, we need to recycle, or we want to start anti-bullying program, etc. However, the how to solve the need is what can make the difference. So let us be very, very careful when we read them and see how creative they are at the time of solving a problem. Now, community need. We are definitely looking into the community need. It is important to make sure that the service project is needed to help solve a problem in the community where it will take place. So facts, research, again, interview with teachers and parents, experts are very, very helpful when we are scoring this item. And then the comprehensive budget. So on the scoring rubric, as I showed you, you will see the list of items that we can certainly fund and items that we are not allowed to fund with the grant. Please make sure that you have the list in mind when you review the applicant's budget. And so here are more like the next steps, kind of getting started with your review. You will receive an email from me with your login ID and password. You will also receive a scoring rubric to evaluate the application. That's the PDF format that I mentioned before so that you can have it handy. Reviews are due by February 25th at 5 p.m. EST. And so please notify me or notify YSA if you have any issues completing the reviews on time. We are happy to help you, and we are happy to make it happen, what is best for all of us. And so if you have any questions or if you need any help during the process, please do not hesitate to send me an email. You have my email address on the screen, dmelo@ysa.org. I am very happy to help you and get your comments or questions on email. I will be, replying to your concerns as soon as possible. All right, so I will like to give you a couple of minutes in case you have any questions, and so that we have the opportunity to answer those questions right now. All right, as I see there are no questions right now, I'm happy to just reinforce or say again that we are very, very happy with your help. Actually, we appreciate it a lot. It's very important for us to have you review the applications, and so that we can also have another look and see what the best applications are for this program. I will be sending shortly an email with the link so that the webinar can be reviewed again or watched again. So in case you have any questions or you want to go through it again. Thank you again so much for your time, and thank you so much for everything. Okay, I see there's a question. Please go ahead. All right, here's a question about what are the musts of to have in mind when we are reviewing. And so yes, so the project must be creative in meeting the needs. That's one. Especially, sometimes we have great ideas, though they might not be as creative as we wanted, but they're amazing projects. So just have it in mind when you are scoring the project. And so the second one is to have a component for Global Youth Service Day. If you have an excellent application but it has no explanation of what they're doing for Global Youth Service Day on April 17th through April 19th, then we have to make that clear comment, and it's a red flag for us. Yes, that's a great question. If the child is very young, let's say we have a 5-year-old applicant, how can they write their application? That's a great question. Actually, for legal purposes, if we have applicants under the age of 13, they need to have an older person or over 13 or adult to send or submit the application for them. However, we know that they might have this help from an adult, either a teacher, a mother, their cousin, friends over 13, but you will see once you go through the applications, you'll have the sense if that is an idea from a youth or from a child. We want to hear their voice. And not only like written in first person as an adult. See what I'm saying is we understand some of them may have some help to submit it. And again, legally they have to have a person older than 13. But I guess once you start reading, you'll understand how you can see that some of the applications are from real youth. All right, so I hope this answers your question. And so I don't see any more questions on the box. So please, if you have any other question, just during these days or during the review process, please do not hesitate to send me an email. I'm happy to help. Thank you so much again for your time today. And again, you will get an email with the link pretty soon. And have a good evening.